Hey there to everyone at Bass Musician Magazine. This is Kilian Duarte coming to you again with New England professional and internationally touring bassist, Mr. Tony Puleo. Tony,
What's
it's
going on? How you doing?
awesome,
Kilian,
as
you're the
always,
best,
man.
brother. Good to see you.
Awesome. So we're here with Tony at a rehearsal space in Somerville, Massachusetts, to see what he has going in terms of tone, gear, and how he gets the sound. So, Tony, why don't you run us through your basses and gear and amp and pedals?
It's my pleasure. I love nerding out on this stuff. So what I'm primarily playing is Mike Lowell basses. This JT524. So it's pretty much what I'm all using live. And they're a 35-inch scale and 18 millimeter spacing. And my particular bodies are ash, and I go with a bright wood, either maple or ebony. Vintage frets. I like gloss backs. And I'll go into it. This is my main I'm using for TSK. This has got Nordstrand big singles and a Nordstrand preamp. And GHS strings. I'm using GHS progressives. I made the switch this year to GHS. Never turn them back. The progressives have like a nice tension to them, and they don't die. They don't die. So I play kind of hard, and they have a nice bounce and resilience, and they work for any style, and they're very balanced. So, and they're great on the 35-inch scales. I love them to death. So
Awesome. What gauges do you use for the GHS?
40 to 126.
126. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Not a symmetric number. That's kind of cool.
126. I thought it was going to be 125, but dealing with those guys over there, they gave me 126, and I've been really happy.
Just that little extra push makes it.
That's what I've been using.
That sounds tight.
Yeah, it's super tight. I really like how they're going on. They really have a lot happening. And I'll get into it. This is the main, and this was kind of an accidental one. I actually got this at NAMM. I actually had something in the pipe just like this, and I can show you some of the other ones. So this is the one I'm mainly using with TSK. I'll go mute this guy. And I've had a few of these like this. Again, this is my platform. You know, that's
That one's beautiful.
yeah, this is the one I did a lot of shows. This has a lot of recording. This does a lot of theater work. And this was the main for a long time. And it's really close to the other one. This is, again, big singles, 35-inch scale, an ebony board instead of maple, and a Bartolini pre. And I'll engage this puppy right here. Yeah. Oof, it's really tight. And it's a 3-band active for mids. Well, bass treble and 3-band for the mids, and I pretty much only keep it in low. And I play pretty flat. I only add a little bit of lower mids. And that's pretty much what I've been using for the last few years. This model, and for some other gigs I use the more classic M5Vs, but this one I like a lot.
It's very snappy yet warm at the same time, which is a nice balance for a bass.
I get a lot of that. I think Mike does a great job, and the pickups I think have a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah.
Kerry Nordstrand he's a genius, and I think his combination along with Mike are just, they're the best.
A master of barbecue as well, for those who didn't know.
Master of barbecue. Kerry's been known to do some nice work on the smoker.
A man of many
Do
trades.
you hear that, Kerry? Feed me next time in Southern California, will you?
Me too.
And and kill you. We have another one too that I'd like to show you. This was kind of a one of a kind. Again, it's that same platform, the GT524. And this is kind of cool. This one's a little mellower, and this has Mike's T-Bird pickups. This looks like it has a lot of knobs. Look like they do a lot of things. They don't. It's just volume and tone. I had this mic put them in there in case I go, if I added a preamp, but right now I don't have a preamp. It's just really the switch. Either choose the pickup, volume, tone, and two dummy knobs.
That's so nice and warm, but in a good
warm,
way. Yeah.
in a warm, growly, and then just the back pickup.
Very cool. That finish. Tell us a little bit how you came upon that finish, because it's actually we'll take close-ups, but it's genuinely striking.
So it's a transparent red, and the finish choice was by my daughter.
No, nice.
Not exciting at all. I said, pick a color. And I go, she went red. And I'm like, okay, that's it. So thanks, Amelia. So my daughter picked this.
She has good taste in bass
She's got
finishes.
good taste. I guess so. She's all right. We'll keep her for now. So it's, again, there's more GHS strings. Ebony board on this guy, ebony in the last couple, and of course vintage frets, which I feel get more of the, they have a better intonation. I feel you get more sound of the neck itself, and not like, not where it's like all that metal sound, like some of the more like metally sounding guitars. I won't mention any labels, but you've got that, that almost like that ticky sound where I feel
Like an unnecessary click almost.
yeah, some more like metal guitar players that are really big, almost have that pseudo scallop feel. I'd rather go the opposite. I like vintage frets.
Well, it sounds more bass-y in a way.
I think so. So this is my utilitarian rig, so to speak. Like this is the condense. This is what I'll fly with.
Yeah.
I'm building another rig based off hanging up with John Aldretti at Bass Player Live.
Nice.
He turned me on to some really cool stuff. But for now, this is what I would use all the time. So obviously just a polytone kill tuner. This DBX compressor, which is on all the time, just in a little gain boost. Here's where it gets fun. The dark glass. Everybody knows about dark glass in the bass playing world.
Love it.
Cannot help. Just when I want to. That's my overdrive. I use it sparingly. This is kind of a cool pedal. This is the Protron. I use it more as a low pass filter. Check it out. It's like.
Nice and warm.
Yeah, that's really, really warm. And again, another dark glass pedal. The vintage micro tubes. I hardly have this on, and it's really, I don't know if a recording's going to be able to tell, but it's. It's just a little.
Adds a little teeth to it.
Just a touch of teeth, exactly. And then the MXR stuff does get fun. This is kind of cool. This envelope filter replaced an OQ-tron that was interesting. It would freeze up. If I had it in a cold place, it would react differently. So like a cold room or cold studio, I would turn it on and it would go.
Really? I've never heard of a temperature-sensitive...
Temperature-sensitive pedal. But this is, I haven't had any problems. I've had this in trucks. I've flown with it. I've got off. It's been in hot rooms, cold rooms. I mean, classic.
Oh, that's greasy.
Q-tron. Yeah, totally. And this, the bass octava. I love the octava, man. That's a real tasteful one. A lot of them I really don't dig, but that one's a real cool one. Then everything gets routed.
It sounds practical.
It's a practical. It's a musical one. Yeah. The bass switch, that's really cool. I'll use it for like a little bit of a boost, or if I'm doing just a headphone type DI type rehearsal.
Yeah.
But for live, that everything goes to the front of the house from that pedal, from the bass switch. It's uber clean. It's like having a channel switch, channel strip on your pedal board. I can't go wrong. I've been using it. I've got tons and tons of shows on it. I love it. Everything's powered through Tsunami cables. I use them 100% exclusively. Some guys know about them. There are a lot of the bass playing markets using them. And right out to 100% from the Tsunami to 100% Kilian Kruger. GK. This is a 1001 RB. I have a couple of these, and to the 12s, I'll either use 1 212 or 2 212s, or any combination of the 12s, 4 12s. You know, so if I'm requesting a backline out somewhere, you know, depending on where I might be, you know, then I'm always requesting on the right of Kilian Kruger. It's dependable. I know exactly what I'm going to get. It works for me. They're tight. They're punchy. And I thought, you can't kill these. You can't kill these, man. These things are great. So 100% Tsunami and Kilian Kruger.
That's awesome. Can you go over a little bit of the amp settings that you utilize for
I would
these
never
basses?
really use them. It's kind of, I gear it to, normally I just take my highs off a little bit and I play flat. But it depends on the room. Well, this room, I actually cut the bass a little bit just because it's a bassy room. But the contours in my presence, I shut off completely. It's purely to taste. The 1001's really clean. I'll record with the 400. So I'll normally use the 400 RB to record because it gets a little bit more grind. And something that's not here, that's in the studio right now, which I wish I kind of brought, is the A Design's Ready. So I'll normally go out of the bass switch to the Ready to a 400 RB, out to whatever mix it's going to be. So, and then on top of that, I'll also use a JDV right for my bass, just to have a pure, unadulterated signal of me. So it's just me and the instrument before it even hits the board. But you know, normally live, I'll use the bass switch, and that's what the front of the house gets, and then, you know, GK to the back all the time, you know. And if I can get mic'd, I'll do that. I'll do that as well. Try to go a 50-50 signal, but that's not always the case. You know.
Oh, it sometimes is very variable.
Very, yeah. So, you know, and also I'm going to be incorporating the new GK Plex, which is the new GK preamp that's coming out soon in modeling. I'm looking forward to using that live too, because I'll get the 1001 sound directly to the front of the house, whether I'm playing for, like, you know, 200 people or, you know, 20,000. It doesn't matter, you know, you're going to get that tone. For those tighter situations where I can't be mic'd. So that's pretty much the signal right here. And of course, you know, the Tsunami Skunk. Pretty soon I'm going to have my own signature cable out that skunk like this. So I'm pretty stoked. I hope you enjoyed my rig rundown.
Of course. Anyways, want to thank you guys again for tuning in. Tony right here is premier working bass player in the New England area. Check him out online. And we're looking really forward to his signature cable and to seeing more from him in 2016 and 2017. There's a lot of cool stuff happening. Anyways, Tony, thank you for taking the time.
All right. Check it out. BASSWAVE. Thank you.
No worries, guys. This is Kilian for Bass Musician Magazine signing
Best,
out.
brother. Thank you.
No worries, dude.
All right.
Take care, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you.